Okay, everybody, this is Bill, and the purpose of this video is to help you set up your Thinkorswim screen to be as close to mine as possible. So, first thing we want to do is we want to get to the Charts tab right here, and then we also want to click on the sub-tab of Flexible Grids. This is what you should see, okay? And at some point in the future, you're probably going to want to put multiple charts on the same screen, but for now we're going to keep it really simple. So just go down to this little box right below On Demand and make sure this customized grid feature is checked. That's what makes these little boxes show up. Then all we're going to do is we're going to delete the ones we don't want. That one, and that one. Okay? Now we're going to go back here and we're going to uncheck that box so that it's not on our screen. Just a couple of things here. This is where you save your screen once you're done setting it all up. This is also where you can take screenshots and reset it if you really screw it up, etc., etc. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put in some kind of instrument in here. So we're going to type in /6E. Now what I have is just a ton of studies in here, so that's why you see all this crap. I'm always experimenting with this, but you will probably have nothing in here. So I'm just going to delete all these. And apply it. So now I have just a plain old screen. All right, the first thing we want to do is we want to get in the correct time period. Right now this defaults to the daily time period, and we're going to change it so it's 180 days, 4 hours, okay? The next thing you want to do is, a lot of people like to have a little space to the right of the most current bar that's being painted. So the way you do that is you go down to these two arrows. In the lower right-hand corner it says Right Expansion Settings, and you click on that. And then change Right Expansion, and then this little pull down here, it has a bunch of defaults, or you can put in a very specific amount. I just have mine set to 10 because that usually works out pretty good for me. Okay? Next thing we want to do is we want to start to add some studies to this. There are several canned studies in here that you can use. The first one is the Keltner channel study. And all you got to do is start typing it in here, Keltner, see, and it comes right up. Then we click on it and we add it. Then we hit this little gear because we want to change a few little settings here. So what we want to change is this factor. Display stays at 0. The factor changes to 0.8. The length changes to 10. We leave the price at close. We change the average type to simple is fine. That's fine also. All right, then we come down here. The average is numerical. We just want it to be a line. All these can just stay the way they are. I just changed the color. I like gray. So I use a light gray on all 3 lines. You can use whatever you want. That's what I use. Okay? Then make sure the Show Study button is checked, and make sure these 3 are checked here. So if I click and hit Apply, you should see the Keltner channels now. Okay? The next thing, if you want this, is to put in the average true range indicator. That's sort of like a lane indicator. Has price stayed in the lane for a long period of time. So I use this one, ATR trailing stop. Add it. And I go in here. You don't have to change any of the numbers. You don't have to change any of this. The only thing I change is I make the dots bigger. And I forgot what colors I use here, but we'll just experiment. I think that one's, no, I think this one is purple. Yeah, let's make this a real purple. Let's make it a purple. And I think I make this one an orange. I got a 50-50 chance of getting it right, so let's see if it worked. Oh, beauteous. Okay, so what this is this is the average true range. Price has not exceeded the lane whenever price pierces these dots, it either does a 180 or it has an explosive move through them. So they're just kind of an indicator to let you know what's going on. So now we have that set up the way we want it. And then last but not least, we want to add a indicator to give us the trend, and that is the simple trend channel filter. Excuse me. I add that in there, and we go to the gear for our settings on that. We want to change this from max to normal. Show the label, yes. And then down here, we're just going to change this from down arrow to a down wedge at the low, and then on the uptrend, we want an up wedge on the high. The colors are automatic, so you don't have to worry about that. So what that does is it gives us these little arrows that tells us if we're in an uptrend or in a downtrend. And then you got this little label here on the left that also tells you what the trend is. So multiple ways of figuring that out. Okay, last but not least, how do I get the candlesticks up there? Probably should have showed you that first, but oh well, who cares? So we go to the settings, and then we go over here and we click on appearance. And this you want set to candles. And then you got these here. So a doji bar is a bar that has both the the open and the close at exactly the same place. And a lot of people like to identify that with a different color so they know right away, ooh, that's a doji bar, because some people trade candle patterns. I set my colors to green and red, and I set my candle to be filled to be the red one, so I know a full red candle is moving down and empty green candles are moving up. I also show the wicks so I know where the highs and the lows are. See, if I click on this wicks button, they go away. That makes it look very confusing, so I put those back on. You can also determine in this setup place the type of cursor you want. I use a crosshair, but you could do none, horizontal or vertical. And then this button makes the volume bars the same as the ticks. Now we take volume off ours, so we don't care. And then the background, I just click here as a grid. Let me show you how to take the volume off of it. You go to the Futures tab. This little bar here, you want that off. And that will keep the volume off your charts. All right, so then all you got to do is zoom in however close you want. And that looks pretty good. That's probably perfectly what you want your chart to look like if you're going to follow me. So you're going to have everything except the colored bars when they turn purple and orange, and the profit pivot lines, and a couple of the labels here, and of course the two new indicators, the precision entry and also the microtrend indicator. But this is really, really close, and this will help you to make your stuff look as close to mine as possible. Okay, it's over and out from Bill. Hope that helps.